Black Clover just dropped its first ever movie on Netflix, but the question remains, is it any good? Does it rise to the ranks of goated shonen anime films like Super Broly, or be a stinker like Bio Broly? I hope that's the last time I ever mentioned Bio Broly on this channel. My name is Josue, welcome to the Panic Brothers channel, and I really wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. I just finished the movie, so didn't have any time to set up the camera or anything, but let's talk Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King. I never really get to talk much about Black Clover on this channel, so no one really knows how much I really love this series. I read through the entirety of Black Clover last year, and honestly fell in love with it really fast. I don't cry much while reading manga, but there's something about the Black Bulls doing everything they could to get rid of the curse on Asta's arm behind his back, and him crying when he finds out. Yeah, that got me. I've been a massive fan since then, but only in the manga side of things. I did try to give the anime a shot, but couldn't really find myself getting into it. I do know, however, that the anime stopped right at the beginning of the Spade Kingdom raid arc, right around Asta finally becoming homies with Leeb. It's pretty obvious that the Black Clover movie was released with anime-only watchers in mind, especially since this film was announced years ago at this point. It's finally here, so 2 years of waiting done, and the question's still there. Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King, is it any good? Well, it's complicated. Oh, and I'll try to be as light as possible with the spoilers, but definitely watch the movie first. It's on Netflix. Honestly, just go and watch that, come back real quick. I'll see you in 2 hours. The movie starts off with this huge Magic Night tournament, but throughout the rest of the movie, it's really only the Black Bulls in the spotlight. This is a really cool opportunity for us to have other Magic Knights really in the spotlight, considering the tournament wasn't meant for just Black Bulls. But lo and behold, the only characters we follow throughout the movie, and some other Magic Knights that we were introduced to in the regular series, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. I just felt like it conflicted a bit with the premise of the story. You had a really great opportunity to have us follow some other characters instead, but it is what it is. The main villain of this movie is a previous Wizard King named Conrad Leto, who has hands against Asta and even steals Noelle's magic, which, in my opinion, is going a little bit too far. Noelle's my girl, so you doing anything to her, that's just blasphemy. Conrad is joined by other previous Wizard Kings, and honestly, they all got hands. They're Wizard Kings for a reason, and they all do major damage on their own. The issue with them though, and honestly the biggest issue of the film for me, is their motivation. They want to destroy the world in order to bring a new world where they can restart, and it's up to our heroes to stop them. It would be a unique plot, sure, if not for every other movie that has this plot. I mean, damn, we even had multiple Avengers movies with this exact same plot. The villains are so basic in this film and honestly only really serve as a way for us to get specific individuals having their moments. It's unfortunate because I think there's a lot to love about this film, but that plot is really holding it back. I didn't even bother writing the names of the other Wizard Kings in the movie while watching. I just said the ice dude, the girl, and the crazy guy. Turns out the girl is named Princia Funny Bunny, which is a name. But let's go back to the positives. Asta has this speech in the movie that rallies all of the Magic Knights together that reminds me how much I love this dude. Asta is one of my favorite anime MCs, and he always finds a way to remind me why that is. The Black Bulls HQ turns into a plane thanks to Henry, and I love it so much. Asta turns his sword ginormous in order to break this barrier created by one of the Wizard Kings, and from there, everyone splits up. But that moment of him turning his sword humongous, yo, that was so fire. Asta fights Conrad alone, Melio Riona fights Funny Bunny alone, Yuno fights with some of the captains, and every other Black Bull fights the last Wizard King together. This really goes to show you the power imbalance in this series. If Asta and Melio Riona can fight alone, while every Black Bull needs to get together to fight one Wizard King. Although, to be fair, it really was just Noelle, honestly, at the end. The other Black Bulls, they were just there. It's really Noelle 1v1 against the Wizard King. The animations for each of these fights go so hard, and the set pieces are insane too. Funny Bunny gets this army of soldier knights together, and the ice guy summons these ice titans to fight alongside him. I wrote in my notes that Melio Riona is Kenpachi from Bleach for real, and while I forget the exact moment that made me say that, I still stand by that statement. The movie ends with Asta going full black mode with a special appearance from Leeb, and even Noct, how do you pronounce his name? Noct has a little cameo at the end. He of course wins using both Demon Slayer and the Sword of the Wizard King to take down Conrad, and the entire Clover Kingdom is saved. That was an extremely abridged retelling of the movie, but that was practically all there really is. Asta almost single-handedly took down the one dude threatening to destroy the entire kingdom. At this point, bro, just make Asta the Wizard King. Why wait any longer? Like, dude clearly deserves it at this point. His little rivalry with Yuno, yeah, like, that's not a rivalry anymore. It's just Asta. Yuno's cool and all, but bro, Asta's better than you. All in all, it's definitely a filler anime movie. I can't really describe it, but every filler anime movie always leaves a certain taste in my mouth. There's always something about them that doesn't have the exact same quality as something that would be canon. Watching Dragon Ball Superhero and then watching One Piece Film Red, completely different experiences. It's probably because the characters that are introduced in canon films have a lot more care put into their design and backstory and personality, because they're expected to kind of join the main cast at some point or another. While filler movies, you can't do that as much. There's no incentive to really care about their backstories. The main incentive here is to really just have a movie where everyone can come in and watch their favorite characters duke it out, have their moments, and then leave with a smile on their face at least. Uta from Film Red, I don't care about you. I don't care. I know I spent 2 hours with you, but I don't care. So going back to this movie, Sword of the Wizard King, as a Black Clover fan, it's phenomenal. I highly encourage anyone to watch it. It's pretty much a 2-hour-long episode that has everyone you love and these amazing animated fights. But that story, the story is almost non-existent. And going back to what I said earlier about those filler films, yeah, the villains here, gosh, they're almost worse than any villain in the regular series, to be honest with you. I don't care about their names still. Each of them don't really have a lot of thought or energy really put behind them. They just exist to serve specific characters in specific moments to have their own highlight reel. Besides that, they are just there for 2 hours and that's it. If the bad plot and the bad villains are something you can see yourself getting over, then honestly the film is great. I felt satisfied as a Black Clover fan, and I think that's all I really needed. Objectively speaking, I'm sure there's better anime films out there, although I am willing to bet that it's still one of the better filler anime movies that exist. Yeah, the villains are bad, but that's just how great this cast of characters are, that they can really lift the movie on their own by themselves. But please, I'd really love to hear what you all have to say about the movie. Did you love it, hate it, have any critiques? I'm actually really intrigued and I can't wait to hear what y'all have to say. I probably should really do a Black Clover series retrospective on this channel one day. But until that happens, my name is Josue, and I'll catch y'all later.